Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on C programming. Today's topic of discussion is on printf, which is a formatted output function in C. The general syntax, let us see first for the printf statement. Printf, and in the brackets, the first thing is you are going to write about the control string followed by arguments. This control string, as I said in the scanf statement, you are going to use the format specifier. If you want to print an integer value, you are specifying %d. And here also percentage is a conversion character and d is used for the type of the data, that is the data type. It indicates that you are going to print an integer value. So in printf statement, it is not that always you are going to make use of the %d, that is the format specifiers for the respective arguments, but you can simply print any message also, simple message, like whatever you write in the printf gets printed on the monitor. For example, if I am writing like this, welcome to engineering wing, then in the output string I will get welcome to engineering wing. You have to write that statement in double quotes. So output is what? Output is welcome to engineering wing. So now let us see one example. Print the addition of two numbers, giving the input values to two variables. Let us take here those two variables, num1, num2. You want to add this, you want to make use of one more variable, and that variable is sum, which will store the sum of the two numbers. So first thing is, for the user, we can write down this statement, enter two numbers. Then you make use of the scanf statement, wherein you are using the format specifiers. Now you'll use two times here. So one is for the argument 1, argument 2 is the num2, and you will write a computation statement here, sum equal to num1 plus num2. Now first let me write this program, then I'll explain you how exactly. Now first the scanf operates and then the printf operates. Num1 equal to %d, num1 equals to, num2 is equals to %d. You want to print the sum also, sum equals to %d. Very first statement is the declaration statement, int num1 and num2. So what exactly happens in the memory? First, main program will get the memory allocated. This portion is allocated for the main. So in the main, what is that you have used? You have used three variables, num1, num2 and sum. So three memory locations, num1, num2 and sum. Printf, enter two numbers. So this is just a printf statement. It will help the user. Yes, he has to give two input numbers, two numbers as the input values. The next one is the scanf. In the scanf, we are making use of what? The control string and the list of arguments. Here we have declared two variables, num1 and num2, and hence in the scanf also we'll use two times %d. Since we have declared it as integer type, that's why we will be using what? The letter d here. So for this scanf also the main memory is allocated. What input values you are giving here? One is, let us assume num1 is 10, then num2 is 20. So the input, the user has entered 10 and 20. Then a computation statement is written, which will add the values of num1 and num2, and it will be stored in the variable sum. Sum is stored here, where? In this, the value for sum is stored here. And also remember that when this memory locations are identified for the three variables, these memory locations will certainly have the address. So let us assume that this is stored in memory location 1000, this is in 1024, this is in 1028. So these memory locations, these memory addresses are once again what? Stored here under the scanf allocated space. So this will hold the addresses of the values for the different variables which you have declared. Normally we call this as call by reference. These things you will learn later. Remember that when a space for scanf is allocated, it is holding what? It is holding the addresses of all the memory locations where the values for these variables are stored. Then you want to print here, printf is num1, num2. So these three values you want to print here in the memory. Space for printf is allocated, num1, num2 and sum. Now these and the space that and the different memory locations which I have shown here in this printf space depends on how you have included the format in the printf. So let me complete this printf statement. I need to specify the arguments also, num1, num2 and sum. In this printf block, if you see, you are able to see num1, num2 and sum, because In this printf statement in the program, you have specified num1, num2. Sometimes we don't want to print once again the input values. We just want to print the final value, that is the sum value. That time what you will do, you will be writing a printf statement in this manner: sum equals to %d sum. Okay. So what will happen in this case? In this case, only in the printf block, in the memory block, you can see sum and the value that is getting printed. Now one more additional information about the printf is you can also specify width of the output. If you're writing a printf statement %d, let me specify the width as 6d, and you want to print one number, okay, num1. You're giving an input value as num1 is equal to 4321. But what is that you have specified in the printf 6? So that is the why what it will do is it will take 6 spaces, but the number of digits in the input is 4. Then it will start printing like this: 4, 3, 2, 1. What you are observing here is the starting 2 spaces. These 2 spaces are not used. Only the last 4 spaces are used here to print this value 4, 3, 2, 1. So we say this is right justified. If you want to make it left justified, then you have to make use of %-6. So in this case, what will happen? 6 spaces are there, of course, but it is left justified. So it will print like this: 4, 3, 2, 1. So this way you can try so many options. Then you can try for floating numbers, how the values get printed. You can try for characters. You can try for the strings data type. And also you can see the various options by specifying the width here. Okay, what will happen if you're specifying a width lesser and you're giving a very bigger value in the input? So all these possibilities you can explore. Let me show one more possibility. So printf, if you're writing, and then you will specify %06d followed by that value for the number. Num1 is what? 4321. The first 2 spaces will be filled with 0, and your number, which is of 4 digits, will take these spaces. What will happen if you specify a lesser value for d, but your input value is 4 digits? That means I just wanted to tell you, you are giving an input value of 4 digits, but you are specifying what the w value as 2 or 3, which is lesser than 4. So in that case, what will happen? Let us see. Suppose if you are giving like this: printf %2d value for num1, it will simply print like this: 4, 3, 2, 1. That means it is not going to consider the number of spaces that can be used whenever the width value is lesser than the number of digits. In the printf statement, whenever you are using the format specifiers like %d, %f, you should also see, as I said in my previous session, if you want to use the if you want to print the long integers, you have to make use of letter L followed by the D. Similarly, you should know here what are the different types of specifiers for printf and what are the length modifiers. There are 3 length modifiers, okay, H, L and uppercase L, whereas you have C, D, F, E, G, O, S, U, X as the type specifiers. So which are the most commonly used type specifiers? So these are the type specifiers for printf, and these are the length specifiers for printf. D is always used for integer values. F is used for floating point values. C for single character, when you want to print a single character. S for a sequence of characters. O for octal numbers. Hexadecimal values, you can make use of either uppercase or lowercase x. For floating numbers in exponential form, you can use either E, uppercase E or lowercase e. So these are the type specifiers. Which are the length specifiers? So while printing, if you want to specify the length of the output value, then you have to make use of these letters: L, lowercase, uppercase L and H. L is long int or unsigned long int, whereas uppercase L can be used for long double values and lowercase h can be used for short int or unsigned short int. This is all about the printf function. Hope you find this video useful. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe to Engineering Wing. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.